What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. You know, at the beginning of this season, if you followed me on both my platforms, Too Raw for TV and Too Raw for Sports, I was very quiet when people were going after Russell Westbrook because it was justified. It was absolutely justified. He was shooting 8% from three, 26% from the floor. He was averaging almost 6 turnovers per game. He was Westbrook in overdrive. So, and not only that, I mean, he was having some ridiculous, unexplainable, inexcusable turnovers at the wrong time. 4 or 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter, just dribbling the ball off his foot, like having lapses in concentration. Uh, you know, doing the worst shit I've ever seen Russell Westbrook do, and watching this man play. So the criticism was justified. I couldn't say anything. It'll just be capping. I'll just be lying. Just be lying to uh, try to, defend inexcusable play. But the reason why I've been more vocal lately is because it's a difference between constructive criticism of a player who's playing bad and then outright bullying and bashing a guy, being sadistic, cruel, demeaning. The fact they have a daily highlight reel of his turnovers. Now, the last game, even though Lakers won, Russell did have a few too many turnovers with 5. Okay. But this is my problem with this. For his career, Russ averages 4.1 turnovers per game. That's what you get from him. He averages 4.1 turnovers per game. He shoots a little over 30% from three. He shoots a little under 44% overall from the floor. Those are his career numbers, which means you should expect something like that from Russ. He's not a three-point shooter. He's not an efficient scorer. He's not an efficient shooter. What he does do very well for a guard is he's a great rebounding guard. He's an above average passer, but he's not the greatest passer. And he's feisty and he's tenacious. Uh, in the right setting, he has some leadership qualities, but he has a lot of bad qualities as well. Now, the thing that he once had in abundance is beginning to he's beginning to lose, and that was his tremendous athleticism. But I think most people would say that if you watch Russell Westbrook over the past month, he's gotten better. He's not as out of control. He looks more comfortable playing with the Lakers. And he's actually had some pretty good games. There are some things about him that aren't going to change. He's never going to be a great three-point shooter, ever. I don't know why Shannon Sharp and them think that it's going to change. He's never going to be a great three-point shooter. He's never going to be greatly efficient. He's going to average around 4 turnovers per game as a full-time starter. What you don't want him to do is start averaging closer to 5.5, 6. That's excessive. If you're having a really good year with him, he's averaging less than 4. But to be fair, the all-time leader in turnovers is LeBron James, and he's nowhere near as far as the record of most games played. So it's not like LeBron is the greatest ball protector either, because LeBron averages like 3.5 turnovers, and he only averages 7 assists per game. So let's not act like LeBron is the greatest ball protector either. But that's the hypocrisy that we see in the mainstream media. They talk about Russell Westbrook leading the league in total turnovers. It's the reason why they keep saying total turnovers because James Harden has missed so many games that there's no shot at him leading the league in total turnovers. But he has led the NBA in turnovers per game several years. Uh, Matter of fact, he's led the NBA in total turnovers 6 times. James Harden. That's a fact that almost nobody knows because the mainstream media will have you think that it's been Russell Westbrook. But James Harden has led the NBA in total turnovers 6 times. And he's leading the NBA in turnovers per game this year. But they won't tell you that. James Harden is this amazing scorer who is efficient and a great passer, great scorer, the greatest scorer we've ever seen on the perimeter. That's what they tell you. While Russell Westbrook shoots like shit and is a scrub and all of that. One thing I've noticed that Frank Vogel is doing is he's having Russ play more off the ball, which is, I think, a good thing. Russ is better at certain things. He's better at, you know, cuts to the basket. He's better at focusing on things like offensive rebounding. He's good at help defending. He's not a great one-on-one defender, but I think he has potential as a help defender. These are things that Russ can help the team at. And the thing I think he should get a little bit more praise for, a little bit more praise. You still criticize Russ, absolutely, when he's having a bad game. But he should get praise for being willing to actually alter his game to help the team. Now, as far as him come off the bench, if it helps the team, he should be able to do that. Now, if Russ has resistance to do that, he shouldn't have that. No. If that's something that will actually help the team, you have to suck up your pride and ego and do what helps. You know. However, you know, I just think that a lot of this shit, man, is just it comes down to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp not liking Russell Westbrook. They don't like him. And I think that's just pretty obvious. You got Shannon Sharp, old fucking Mr. Dink from Doug looking ass thing. If you ever look at Shannon Sharp from the side, he looks just like Mr. Dink from Doug. Hi, Douglas. Yes, Douglas. It's very expensive. He looked just like that motherfucker, man. And Skip like a aged Roger Klotz from that fucking show. Hey, funny. Hey, funny. Give me your lunch money. Fucking bullies. Bullying on fucking Russ and shit. Acting like this guy's a complete and total scrub. Man, I know a lot of people don't like Russ, man, but they act like this man's a complete and total fucking scrub. Like, damn. You know? Funny how in their universe, well, in Skip's universe at least, Russell Westbrook is a scrub, but Tim Tebow is a misunderstood great player. Man, this nigga, man, whatever. But anyway, I just want to get that out, man. It's just every fucking day they harp on this guy. Man. Every day they harp on this guy, and they throw the whole kit and caboodle at him whenever they lose. Whenever they lose, it's always Russell Westbrook's fault. Whenever he has a good game, nobody gives a fuck. But whenever he has a bad game, it's all over the highlight reels. If that ain't what you call negative fucking reinforcement, I've never seen it. And then no wonder why people have such a negative, impression of Russell Westbrook. A lot of it is self-inflicted. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it is self-inflicted with shit that he does. But God, man, damn.